Okay, ready? Here we go.
Thanks.
3, 2, 1. Welcome. Here we are at the 8th annual Knock and Roll tournament in South Florida. With me is John Bishop.
How you doing? Good to see you, Richard.
I'm Rob, and Rob Rowland, the voice of X-Able Sports. And one of the things...
Okay, Rob, I'll just call you Richard.
Call me Richard. There we go. Anyway, John, you helped organize this tournament. Tell me a little bit about what went into bringing all these teams here.
Well, this is the 8th annual Knock and Roll. We've been doing rugby tournaments here in West Palm Beach since 1991. And for the last 8 years, my life's been pretty easy since we got Parks and Rec involved here in West Palm Beach and Palm Beach County, I should say. And it's always great because, you know, in this year's tournament, we've got 7 of the top teams in the world being here. And a lot of athletes from not only the U.S. national or the U.S. Paralympic team, but
that's a
early morning buzz. But national teams from both Canada and Germany, and we have 2 players that will be competing over the weekend that are from Japan's national team. So it's going to be a fun and exciting weekend of rugby, without a doubt.
Oh, that's great. And I know that it's a lot of work to put this together. And right now we have good weather out here. We're in South Florida.
Beautiful weather.
It's going to be probably high of 85 degrees. And for all these teams that are coming from the colder parts of the world,
it's a nice treat.
It's a nice treat, yeah.
Unfortunately, in the rugby world, you know, I used to travel with the U.S. national team and, of course, with the South Florida Rattlers when I was competing. And I was on the road an awful lot, and everyone would always say, man, it's great you get to travel so much. And I say, you know, I guess from the outsider's point of view it is, but in reality, when you're traveling for rugby, you're really traveling for business. So your life is you fly in on a Thursday night, you go to the hotel, Friday morning you're up early, you're on a bus to the gym, and you spend all day Friday at the gym, and when you're done you go back to the hotel, and same thing on Saturday and Sunday, and Sunday after your last game you're off to the airport. So you generally don't get an opportunity to see much other than the roads between the airport, the hotel, and the gym, and the 2 facilities. But it's
there's a dedication to this sport that is just quite exceptional, and I'm really glad to be part of this. And we have the first game, which is an exciting start. We have Team Canada coming in here, playing against the Denver Harlequins, which were number 1 last year in the 2007 Nationals, weren't they?
That's correct, yeah. They finished number 1 in the Division I championship, and they had a player last year that was that's actually on the Great Britain national team, Ross Morrison, and Ross is not playing with Denver this year, so their standing in the league has dropped a bit. Also, for this particular tournament, they've got a guest player from San Diego, Andy Cohn, is a 2.0, that'll be playing with them because Denver's, they've got a strong starting lineup, but they've only come with 5 players, and the rest of their team has chose not to come here so that they could compete at a Division II tournament next weekend in Tampa.
Okay, that's. By the way, we have. Let's talk a little bit about the refs we have for this game. P.A. Briere from Montreal, and I hear it's an interesting story about him, a fireman.
Yeah, he's a fireman. His father is also an official with wheelchair rugby. So in 2006, actually, Pierre and his father called the championship game at World Championships in New Zealand, and that was a first for our sport. And, I'm not positive, but I think they may be the only father-son referees in the world.
That's an interesting thing. They're working at the same time, and then our other referee from local, Wellington, Florida.
Yep, Bernie Crawford.
Okay,
yep.
So that mixes it up a little bit, one from the north and one from the south.
Yep.
There we go. So the calls will be in kind of southern Floridian and in French, maybe?
Yeah, we might be confused here when they're throwing up their calls. Fortunately, they use hand signals for all the plays.
Nice touch. We're going to have the national anthem in a minute from both teams, for Canada and for the U.S. And I know later on we're going to have the German national anthem being played.
Yep, between that'll be before the Germany-Denver game, which I think is
also webcast on xable.com. So
awesome.
Anybody who wants to watch these games, we're going to be having them up within at least an hour, if not shorter. So get a chance for people to see some real fun action here and the knock and roll tournament.
Well, you know, this is exciting to have xable.com out here because this is the first webcast in North America for wheelchair rugby. It's an absolute first, and you guys have broken the ground. So we're really hoping that it takes off and that this will be the standard for tournaments not only in the U.S. but throughout the world.
I know we're talking about being there for nationals, and
that'd be great.
And we're also next week, believe it or not, we're doing the finals on Sunday for the Division II.
Oh, okay.
Tampa.
Oh, that's super.
So there we go. We're going to cover a little more.
Yeah.
So,
well, I tell you, I know I do the quadrugby.com website, and I actually started that back in '92 or '93, and we're in the process of completely redoing our design now. But whenever there's a tournament, the traffic on the web really picks up Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday because they're looking for scores from tournaments. There's a huge interest for anyone that's not at a tournament or someone that wasn't able to go to the tournament or their family and friends. And not only does it come from the U.S., but it comes throughout the world. So this is, I know that this will be a huge hit, and there is another tournament this weekend taking place in Jacksonville, Florida that's got, I believe they have 9 teams, and so whoever's not watching over the course of the next 3 days, they'll definitely be logging in next week to watch the replays.
And they'll be wishing.
Anthems now?
Yeah, sure. You guys got a PA?
Okay, we're ready, getting ready for the anthems, and this is
No, we got it on CD.
an exciting thing.
Nick will sing it.
So Canada first, and then U.S.
As you can see here, John, who's very involved in organizing this, they even come to him, and as a co-commentator, he wears 2 hats at this moment, and I'm so glad you were able to get free to do this.
I'm happy
you know
to
the
do
sport, you played the sport, and it's good. And by the way, we're here at the penalty box too, so if the camera comes in on us, and we'll have some of the rough characters of the game
We'll have
sitting
some
next to us for a
company,
while.
as they say, and it would be right here in the other side of the world. They call it the sin bin.
Okay, so let's just hope that we can keep them from getting too out there, so we don't have to censor this broadcast. A little bit of action here.
Excuse me one sec.
So anyway,
National anthem.
Getting ready for the national anthem here. This is a beautiful day in South Florida, and we're excited. We have Team Canada and the Denver Harlequins, and there's definitely some players that we're looking at until they get us onto the national anthem.
Let me see if I can make that. Okay.
All right. The referee is going to say a few
I'm going to
words
excuse
here.
myself for 1 second.
Captains of the team, Dave Wilsey, number 14. And let's see who's going to be the captain. We have Chance Sumner, number 1. I'm not sure but anyway, we're getting ready for this. This is exciting for us. Xable is really glad to be part of this experience. And we're looking forward to some hard-hitting game. Everything from what you've been saying, you expect a lot of defense in this game, a lot of full-court press.
There's going to be a lot of action, a lot of hard hits. From what I understand, there's Canada may have a little bit of a grudge with the with Denver. I'm not going to say any names in particular, but we'll have to see how it goes.
Okay.
So for anyone that hasn't seen the sport before, just a quick rundown.
Yeah, let's go over some rules.
The game is played. Excuse us. The game is played 4-on-4, and each player is given a classification anywhere from a 0.5 to a 3.5. So there's 7 levels of classification. The people that have the lower levels of classification are generally, they play more of an defensive role during the course of the game. The higher point players, the 1-5s, 2s, 2-5s, 3s, are more, they're playing offensive roles, and you're going to see them carrying the ball the majority of the game. Once we're live, but sure.
So anyway, I don't think they're used to having webcasting. There you go. Shows you exactly what it's about.
Like I say, it is a first.
So,
one more second here.
okay. I think we may be having our national anthem. Okay, there's a little bit of thing. As you'll notice. for some real action here. I'm real exciting to see this. And
all right,
tip ball
so
here.
yep, we got Bernie Crawford here, going to tip off to Fabian Lavoie, number 11 from Canada, and
Fabian's one of the fastest players too.
he's fast. Both him and Chance are exceptionally fast, and Chance is number 1 from Denver.
Okay.
So it looks like the ball was off.
Off blue, it's a red ball.
There you go.
Okay.
So
Canada takes the ball. Dave Wilson's going to bring it in here. Number 14. We'll go over some of the names of the people starting.
I don't want to come in the pile, Bernie.
Okay. Number 14, Dave Wilson. Number 8, Jason Crone. This is the starting team. Number 4, Erica Schultz. And we also have number 11, Fabian Lavoie. Remember, they have to pass the ball or move it. Oh, there we go.
facing the
Score
Jason.
for Canada, number 8.
That's Jason Crone.
Nice little pass there.
Jason's new to the Canadian team, just within, I think he's been playing rugby for 2 years now.
Okay, Harlequins have the ball. Trying to get free, they're being blocked every way. Oh, reaching in, okay.
Red, number 11, illegal use of ends, 1 minute.
Okay, got a penalty here.
So Fabian will sit in the box here for either 1 minute until the other team scores.
Gives them a little bit of a chance here to...
Yep, and they're probably just going to run down the clock, seeing Denver's only here with 5 players this weekend, so they're going to try to conserve energy.
Okay, there's the score.
Now they've got a trap set up here on Fabian so that he can't come onto the court.
Okay.
So now we've got a 2-on-3 situation.
Right, okay. Score is 1-1 here at the beginning of this game. We have
So they're looking to do what they call a give and go here. Dave is trying to get the ball to Erica, and Chance is doing a good job. He's forced them to call their first timeout.
Oh, they call the timeout to avoid the 10 seconds?
Right, you only have 10 seconds to inbound the ball, so Canada's used their first timeouts. Each team is given four timeouts during the course of the game.
Okay. So that's a good use of a timeout there because they didn't want to lose control of the ball.
You don't want to have you definitely don't want to have a turnover because you're sitting in the key area.
I gotta watch penalty box.
Okay, well then come on this side here because we're broadcasting live. Get yourself a chair.
Okay. Wilson's looking for an open person. Nice pass there.
Catch by Fabian.
Fabian's going fair. Look at the speed he's showing. Moving there. Erica, what a hit. Pass to Erica. Nice, good score. 2-1. Erica is open and looking for it.
Ball's into Chance.
Denver got the ball. We have a number 4.
Looks like it could be a turnover on Denver.
Oh,
He's
nice play there. Oh, Tanner does have it. Tanner's got a breakaway, and they are going to score. I'll tell you what, that Tanner team already could see some tough hitting going on there.
Yep.
Okay, Andy Cohn passing it in. Denver has the ball. That's looking for someone to throw to. There we go. He's going free down the end line. He's got to get across the ball. He's looking. Got to get across. Ah, nice pass. Here he goes, Adam. Adam is looking. Illegal reaching in. We have another penalty on Team Canada, it looks like.
It's on Dave Wilsey, I believe. What happens here on the reaching, an opponent can reach in. Contact is
What was the foul?
reaching.
Behind
Yep.
6:42 on the time, sir.
Okay.
Foul is reaching, number 14, the red.
All right, he hurt there, number 14. So here's a chance for Harlequins with a one-man advantage. In this game, a one-man advantage is pretty effective, isn't it?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, look, he sees the hole and he finds almost unstoppable there. And
So you got 3-2 now. Canada is leading. And for anyone that's not aware, Canada is wearing red, so we're calling them the home team, and Harlequins in the blue.
they're trying to get free. Oh, look at this. Nice hitting. Gets free. Oh, it looks like he's going to get across. Interesting it went that way. I would have thought he'd try to go. Oh, Erica. Erica's got it. Being blocked by Jason. Jason is keeping it. Oh, what a nice hit there. Oh, Canada trying to come through. Pass. That was good.
Whenever you're on defense, you want to try to force the other team to pass the ball. You know,
That's so the turnovers happen?
it's always an opportunity for a turnover.
As you can see, this is a high-scoring game.
4-2.
Adam gets the ball. Goes down long. Oh, intercepted by Dave. What a hit there. Jason, this is tie him up. He's got to get that ball across the court. Remember, finds an open man. And there's Erica free. Okay. Number 11 scores. Fabian LeBeau. Score 5-2.
That's Fabian's third goal of the period so far. So we're moving right along. Sometimes it takes a team, the first game of the day.
Look at this.
Sometimes
Nice.
it's not the best. It'll take a team a period or two to get their rhythm going. So.
Well, this is still a close game, but that was a nice move by Adam. He really powered past on the left side to get free and score.
Yep.
Look at the blocking. Andy blocking, trying to cross the pay. Two double teaming.
Defense here.
Dave Wilsey's got it. Eric was blocking. Can't find a hole there. Denver keeps blocking him up.
20, boys, 20.
I tell you what, you remember, got to keep that ball in play. Got to keep dribbling at some point. You only have 10
Denver's
seconds.
dropped back into the key here. And they're going to try to defend them.
Remember, they have to get it. Oh, look at that. Found Erica open on the left side, and another score there by Canada. Erica Schmutz, number 4, but from a beautiful pass. It's just they only can have 3 people when defending in the goal, right?
That's correct. Only three people on defense are allowed in the key. That was another turnover on Denver. I think that's their third of the game so far, and it's
like turnover for Denver there on a pass that went awry. And
3.5 minutes into the game, they need to get their composure together here. Otherwise, this isn't going to be very pretty.
No, Canada with the ball in there. Denver trying to defend here. Dave Wilsey's looking for what's going to be the opening. Everybody's just kind of waiting for Dave. Oh, he tried to go there, but he was blocked by Adam.
What he's trying to do is set it up so that, in this case, you're going to see Fabian is posted up in the key. And
yeah, they're playing some tough defense.
Yep, there he goes.
Oh, score. He found the hole. Fabian again. That's another score for Fabian.
Yep. 7-3.
Yeah, 7-3 here, and we're at game Canada versus Denver, and Canada's taking a strong lead. Denver needs to get this ball going. Oh, looks like we have a chance here. It's a 2-on-1.
Chance will power this through. What happened on that situation? Dave reached in on him, and it was a penalty, but Chance had a free shot to the goal. So rather than send him to the penalty box, they award what's called a penalty goal.
Yeah.
So you've got a sub situation coming in here now for Canada.
Who do we have coming in?
They've
number
got
15?
Ian Chan, number 6. Number 15 is Patrice Simard.
Okay.
And who else we got out there?
Ian Chan, we consider one of the hardest working players in the game.
Yep, and then Travis Murrow, number 12. He's now carrying the ball.
Oh, what a nice hit that was. Can he get there to get the ball?
Yeah, looks like Ian saves it.
He's got to score. Nice play.
And both,
8-4 now. We have Canada up over Denver. Denver has a chance here. Nice pass. Chance is there. Can he stay ahead? Yes, he's got it. Brings it up to 8-5.
In wheelchair rugby, we have a shot clock. It's a 40-second shot clock, so once the ball is inbounded, you only have 40 seconds to score. So when you have an opportunity to notice the scoreboard, you'll see a second clock underneath counting down.
Okay.
And that
was an easy
goal by Travis.
Yeah. Travis Murrow.
Score is now 9-5. So
yeah, we have. As you can see, this can be a very high game. Oh, it hits someone getting free, and he tried to knock him out of the thing.
Nice score by Adam.
That hit was on the back end of the thing.
Yep, it was on the back of the bumper, and you have to be careful with hits like that. If you hit a chair behind the axle, you can have a penalty called against you called spinning. It's more when you hit a chair from the side.
A lot of pressure here. A lot of pressure.
Yep. Now Denver is going to pressure this ball because they've got the low pointer or the ball. Canada's got the ball with the low pointer. There's
nice pass. Found the hole. Looking for an open man. Travis found him. Number 6, Ian Chan. He's looking. He's being blocked every step of the way. Nice blocking. Oh, looks like a score as it came down about 5 seconds left in the
period, in that play. We still have 2:42 to go in that.
Travis again for another score. The first quarter is underway with a strong effort by Team Canada. Andy Cohen with the ball.
Get the ball up to Chance Sumner, and Chance will use Adam to pick the goal. That he just power himself.
Oh, what a block!
Nice pick by Travis there. So Canada's gonna drop back in the key here, and Denver's gonna try to set up a play where they can score.
Final hole. 7 seconds left.
There we go.
Score. Andy Cohen. U.S. team player and from 2004 and 2008. Going to be there at the Paralympics. Score is 10-7, and look, a fast break all the way down. Easy score for Team Canada, number 15. That's Patrice Samardi's first score of the game. He was a substitution. I can see what you're talking about. Boy, it's fast.
Yep, and this game is not as fast of a pace as we're going to see as the weekend goes. But you can see that it requires a lot of endurance to play the game. The game is played in 4 8-minute periods. It's a transition game, which means that you're playing both offense and defense. So you're constantly up and down the court. And add in the factor that the other team is trying to stop you along the whole way. So there's a nice score by Andy Cohen. He just kind of snuck through a hole there, caught Canada sleeping for a second.
Well, we have the score is 11-8 now. We have Team Canada up, but Denver's staying in the game. They're within 2 points, and that's I think is.
There's a deep pass by Ian up to Patrice, and Jason Reguer is going to try to get there. There's a nice assist by Jason Reguer.
Oh, nice pass and a score there from number 6.
That's Ian Chan.
So Denver's. It's tough to stop this Team Canada. They're always finding the hole.
And Denver's at just a small disadvantage. Some of their luggage didn't make it in last night, so like Jason Reguer's their low pointer, that's a chance by or a score by Adam Scataro.
Yeah, I was going to say that as soon as you got done finishing.
Oh, that brings us up to 12-9.
12-9. Canada's ahead. Well, some of his luggage didn't make it in, and
some of his luggage didn't make it in, so he was busy borrowing tape and gloves this morning and
trying to get fit.
Yeah.
Canada with the ball, looking for a thing, Chance blocking. Fix is trying to find it. Ian Chan trying to find a hole, and he looks like he did.
Yep.
Yes, he did. Score. Ian Chan.
We have 26 seconds left here on the clock, and I would expect that Denver will probably try to make the last goal here. They'll try to use as much of the clock as they can.
And number 4 is open there, Adam Scataro.
So there he is over half court.
Okay, Chance is trying to find the hole. Not much time left.
He'll pause there for just a minute to eat up some clock. Now Canada is going to look to do a deep pass probably, and well, they've got 7 seconds, so there's plenty of time. Oh, there's a turnover. Let's see what happens here.
Andy,
they're awarding the ball back to
1.8
Canada.
seconds. Can they score?
No, well, I mean, it could definitely happen, and Ian's got the arm for it. Look at this. It's going to happen. There it is.
Score.
The clock doesn't start until the player on the court touches the ball.
Yes.
So, good example of what you have to be watching for defensively in this game.
Okay, we've got 0.7 seconds left. We're 14-10, Team Canada, and that's the end of the first quarter. That was some exciting thing, and we're going to take a break here with John Bishop and myself at the first quarter of the Denver Team Canada game. Score 14-10.
Canada.
Yep. Be back with you shortly. This is xable.com.
Great. Sweet.